exceptionally strong field of milers this year, including 2 American Horse of the Year candidates. And they're off. In Excess was off a beat slow, and Shadaid also missed the break toward the inside. It's the French filly, Danseuse de Soie. In Excess is recovered now, and he's coming up after the lead, and Jolie's Halo. So it will be In Excess who leads the way. He wins the race into the first turn, pushed all the way by Jolie's Halo. Danseuse de Soie is right there. Shadaid is ranked toward the inside. Willie Carson doing his best to keep her inside. Kayunga, the Irish filly, is 3 wide opening first, now moves into 4th. Kayunga's 5th, and then Shadaid is a rank 6th. And on the outside, it's Tight Spot. He's 7th, and now he's called on for run. He's moving up now within 5 lengths of the lead. Second set is following his move. He's racing in 7th. Sultry Song whipping steadily on the outside. Priolo is down inside. Horses now about 8 lengths from the front. Then Star of Cozzene. Scan is near the back of the pack along with Val Dubois. Polar Falcon is still unhurried. The bulky field moving for the far turn. The quarter 24 flat, the half in 48 flat. It is In Excess. Tight Spot confronts him now. Tight Spot and In Excess, and those two, and Jolie's Halo is mixing up in between them. And the duel intensifies now as they round the far turn. In Excess bracing all out for the challenge. Tight Spot is right there. Jolie's Halo still fighting it out. Danseuse de Soie looking for a seam to run through toward the inside. Opening verse is coming with his run now. Chaudier looking for running room. Priolo's in behind a wall of horses. Val Dubois passing the furlong pole. Opening verse has now taken the lead, and Danseuse de Soie moves through toward the inside. A late charge from Star of Cozzene down to the wire now. Opening verse. Yes, he pulls off the upset. And it's close for second. Star of Cozzene or Val Dubois.
On a turf course listed as good, over $111,000 in the purse for those 4 and up. Let's take a look at a big field of 12. Had 3 scratches. Star of Cozzene, June's Reward. The entry at 7-5. Luthier Enchanteur at 2-1. Part of that entry, Mark 3, was scratch. Fax News with the 15 Kai, Latin American also out of the race. Then it's Bold Russian, Deros, and Ledger Cat. Rounding out the field, Kodershan, Bistro Garden on the outside, Rain Road. Let's go to Santa Anita now, and the call from Trevor Denman.
Field for the San Gabriel sent on their way. They all appear to break pretty smartly. Daros bubbled just a wee bit. On the outside, Bistro Garden is pulling his way up with Luthier Enchanteur. Bold Russian down at the rail shows good speed as well. And Ledger Cat in the red dropping in just behind them. Daros in the white blinkers right there as well. Star of Cozzene, only 3 lengths covering these 5. Now Bistro Garden's dropped in behind that leading group with Fax News on his inside. Then Kodejan, and as usual, June's Reward is last early, 12 off the lead. They head to the 3/4 pole on the outside. Luthier Enchanteur, Bold Russian at the rail. Setting a sensible pace up here. They lead it just over a length to Ledger Cat. Daros is tugging hard between horses, and Star of Cozzene tucked in at the rail. Bistro Garden is on a tight hole, travelling smartly, 5 lengths off the leaders. Then Fax News, Kodejan on the outside of him, and June's Reward trailing by 6. The rest of the runners pretty tightly bunched as they head to the half mile. Bold Russian by a half to Luthier Enchanteur and Ledger Cat. Star of Cozzene 4th and Daros 5th. Bistro Garden still threatening to run a big one. He's down at the rail in the brown and white. 5 off the leaders. Kodejan outside of him. Then Fax News and June's Reward now starting to make contact with the field as 10 off the lead. 3/8 left to run. Bold Russian the leader. Luthier Enchanteur is right there between horses. Racing behind that comes Star of Cozzene. Ledger Cat on the outside. Bistro Garden continues though to tug well. He's moving up strongly in 5th. His major problem now is to find room. They come for home. Luthier Enchanteur, Ledger Cat, Bistro Garden, nowhere to go. Star of Cozzene, meanwhile, in the red cap, kicks for home. Bistro Garden gets out late, but Star of Cozzene's got first run and is in full flight for the wire. And it's going to be Star of Cozzene and Gary Stevens to win the San Gabriel.
This was the 3rd straight win on the grass for Star of Cozzene, who cashed the first place check at better than $66,000, boosting his career earnings total to over $532,000. Theo Lure, of course, the favorite, the Claiborne Farm Yellow. He'll be challenged by the 2nd choice Star of Cozzene. Let's pick up the call with Tom Durkin.
And they're off. Lure broke alertly. Jacksonport is hustled away from the gate, and Solar Splendor flashing early speed today. And those 3 move for the first turn. Solar Splendor on the outside now is out to take a short lead. And Mike Smith will concede the lead to Solar Splendor, and Lure runs along 2nd on the outside. and Jackson Ford is saving ground toward the rail. Star of Cozzene is running fourth between horses. Al Karnak is moving eagerly on the outside. He's now fourth. Star of Cozzene fifth. Spectacular Tide nestled neatly at the inside. The Rio Robertino Binary Light will be the early trailer. The opening quarter went in 23 3/5 seconds now, and they're moving up the backstretch. And the leader is Solar Splendor. And the big favorite, Lure, is right alongside, moving with him stride for stride. Al Karnak is moving early, and aggressively. He's third now on the outside. Star of Cozzene is up close to the pace. He's only 2 lengths from the front. And Jackson Ford is down inside, now back running in fifth. Spectacular Tide is moving smoothly in sixth position, while in between horses, Mio Robertino's on the outside, second to last, but only 5 from the front. And Binary Light is the trailer. The half in 48 1/5 seconds. They're moving into the far turn now. There's less than a half mile left. Solar Splendor and Lure on the outside. And those two are still 1-2. And Star of Cozzene is just off the lead, running third. Al Karnak is fourth, moving toward the top of the stretch now. And Lure has a short lead, turning for home and $1 million bonus. Lure in front by a head, but Solar Splendor giving him a tussle as they turn for home. And just in behind, it's Star of Cozzene. They're coming to the final furlong. And now Mike Smith asking Lure for more. And Lure has the lead by a length. Star of Cozzene runs at him from the outside. Lure and Star of Cozzene driving to the wire together, and Star of Cozzene will deprive Lure of $1 million bonus.
Team Valor, Star of Cozzene catches Lure in the stretch to take away the $1 million bonus opportunity. Star of Cozzene, ridden by Jose Santos, replacing the injured Gary Stevens. Trained by young Mark Hennig, and Tom Dawson was there to ask Mark about Star of Cozzene getting now national exposure. Horse, Little Bro Lantis, a $12,500 claimer. This South Dakota bred has won 5 races, earned over $200,000 since the claim. The rider, former Louisiana riding champion, Kurt Bort. Little Bro Lantis is 19-1. Evanescent is the 2-horse, a $15,000 Keeneland sale bargain. He's earned more than $500,000. He was supplemented to this race for $50,000 by owner Mark Levy, trainer Lou Goldfine, after winning his last 3 stakes all here at Arlington. The rider, one of the best young riders, Aaron Grider, his first time in the million. Evanescent at 7-2. The 3-horse is Peter Davies. He is 17-1. Another Keeneland sale purchase, $20,000. A multiple stakes winner from England. He's making just his 10th start. The rider, Frankie Dettori, top young English rider. He was 8th in the million last year. The 4-horse, and here is the race favorite at 6-5. The great star from the East, Star of Cozzene. First or second in all 8 starts this year. Winner of the Caesars International and the Manhattan. Looking for his first Grade 1 win of his career. The rider, Jose Santos, an Eclipse champion rider. And he won the $89 million on Steylen. The 5-horse Lure, of course, as you know, has been scratched. Let's pick up Artie Hubbard and then Allred's Ledger Cat at 6-1. Comes to this race off a second to Kodashan, the great race horse on the West Coast. That was in Delmar's Eddie Reed Handicap. Argentine bred, oldest in the field of 7. The rider, Corey Nakatani, his first start in the... For this race, he won the stakes earlier at the fairgrounds. His son Matt out there, a 4-year-old, owned by Elmer Miller, trained by Neil Pessin, and ridden by the veteran 46-year-old Early Fires rider here. Johann Quatz. That is the one trained by Ron McAnally, as you see galloping off here. Oh, let's pick up the 8-horse. That is Dear Doctor, as he galloped out of the parade under rider Corey Black. Dear Doctor, of course, the defending champion here in the Arlington Million. And Corey Black has the riding assignment. There's Kent DeSomo, and he has the assignment of Johann Quatz for Ron McAnally. Johann Quatz comes off a win at Hollywood in the Fiddle Isle Handicap. He's a Group 1 winner in France at the age of 3 before coming to Ron McAnally's barn here in the States in late April. Johann Quatz with Kent DeSomo. He was second in the 1991 million. There is the field for the 1993 Arlington Million, mile and a quarter, $600,000 to the winner, Arlington Million. And as the Million horses prepare themselves on the backside before crossing over to the main.
There is Early Fires, one of the best riders around, certainly good on a front runner, although the roan colt he's on today is not expected to be in front. Long shot Coaxing Mac is trained by Neil Pessin. This horse has victories at Keeneland and Fairgrounds a bit earlier in the season. There goes Coaxing Matt, the only roan in the field. Now, Dear Doctor, Corey Black aboard last year's winner of the Arlington Million, and the Bud Long shot, Johann Quatz, moves in, and they're off in the Arlington Million. And toward the inside, Little Bro Lantis gets away quickly and moves right to the rail. On the outside, Ledger Cat in the red and black cap moves up to challenge early. Peter Davies just off the pace in the white cap is racing third. Then the roan, Coaxing Matt on the outside, fourth by ahead. At the rail, it's the favorite, Star of Cozzene. Two back to the Bud Long shot, Johann Quatz, followed by Evanescent. And Dear Doctor, last year's winner, is at the back of the pack, about 8.5 lengths off the leader. And the leader is the 25-to-1 shot, Little Bro Lantis, who skims the rail and rounds the first turn with a 1-length advantage. Ledger Cat in pursuit from the outside with Corey Nakatani right there in the second spot. And Frankie Dettori has Peter Davies up close in third. Star of Cozzene saves ground along the inside, fourth at this point, about 3.5 off the lead. Then Coaxing Matt on the outside is next. The Bud Long shot is next along the inside. That's Johann Quatz, followed by Dear Doctor, and Evanescent, the late runner, is at the back of the pack. The half in 50 and 2/5 seconds. And now Ledger Cat charges up on the outside, but Lil Bro Lantis not going to let him pass as they move down the backstretch. On the inside, Little Bro Lantis, but on the outside, here comes Ledger Cat. Now those two match strides. They race as a team. Ledger Cat on the outside takes the lead by a head. Lil Bro Lantis is in second. Along the inside, here comes Star of Cozzene. He's fourth, and moving up into third position. On the outside, Peter Davies is right there and showing some late speed. Now midway around the turn. On the inside, here comes a Lil Bro Lantis, Ledger Cat. Evanescent from the back of the pack has made his way through. Peter Davies, and here comes the Bud Long shot. Johann Quatz, 5 of them across the track. They're at the top of the stretch. And Evanescent, the local horse, on the outside. On the inside, Johann Quatz, the Bud Long shot. But here comes Star of Cozzene on the outside, mowing them all down in the Arlington Million. And Jose Santos aboard. It's Star of Cozzene under the wire to take the million by 3. Evanescent second, Johann Quatz third, followed by Dear Doctor. What a finish as Jose was biding his time down the backstretch, content to save his mount for the home stretch, and boy, did he have it left. He gets home. Star of Cozzene in 2 minutes, 7 and 2/5 seconds.
Well, they call him the Beast of the East, and you see why. Chauncey, he looked hopelessly blocked under Corey Black as they turned for home. He had to wheel him way outside and then turn him loose. And Star of Cozzene has won his first Grade 1 of his career as he has added to his bankroll, moving now over $1.8 million. Let's take another look here at Star of Cozzene. And
9 in the 2 blinking, which here in Illinois means that possibly the 9 horse, and that is in the pink cap, moving just behind the first flight, and the 2 horse in the yellow cap, that's Aaron Grider with Evanescent on the outside. At this point in the race, Evanescent seems to come in just a little bit, and Johann Quatz has to take up just a tiny bit. At this point, the winner is behind. Now, the 9 horse and the 2 horse are both going to move in toward the rail. The Bud Long shot on the inside, Evanescent on the outside. The winner still not in your picture. And now as they roll for home in the Thrifty Car Rental replay, you can see that Aaron Grider is getting into Evanescent right-handed. On the inside, Johann Quatz is on even terms, and the winner is not even in the shot. There he is. Here's the Mark Hennig and Jose Santos combination teaming up with Star of Cozzene to win it. The inquiry, the objection, not involving Star of Cozzene. He looked great today, didn't he, Charlesy?
Aaron Grider was aboard Evanescent.
And a very long run before they hit the first of 2 turns here in these mile and 3/8 races. They're going 3 furlongs before they hit the turn. They're in the gate, and they're off. and furiously comes out smoothly to the lead. Dear Doctor is right there with him in the early going. Star of Cozzene is gathered back, and Arctic Wings is coming up, and with some initiative here is Arctic Wings to take a short lead, but Furiously is right there, and they're stride for stride under the line the first time. Dear Doctor is running along in third. Dr. Kiernan is fourth on the outside. Star of Cozzene is in behind horses and saving ground in fifth. Serant, the French gelding, is now sixth. He's about 8 lengths from the leader, Antarctic Wings. And near the back of the pack are BNBN, and Spectacular Tide is the trailer. The opening quarter went in 24-4 over the soft going. Antarctic Wings now taking a clear lead from Furiously. Dear Doctor is rating nicely in third position. Dr. Kiernan galloping along at an easy pace on the outside fourth. Star of Cozzene is covered up in behind horses in fifth. It's 2 lengths back to Serant, who's now about 7 lengths from the lead. He's followed by BNBN. Spectacular Tide is the trailer. 50 3/5 seconds for the opening half mile. They continue the run up the backstretch now. 6 furlongs left. The leader is Antarctic Wings. Furiously has a clear aim on the outside. Dear Doctor has had a perfect trip while saving ground. Dr. Kiernan. Now Serant is moving early. Serant is moving with more than 5 furlongs to run, and he's moving toward the lead. Star of Cozzene has switched to the outside for clear running now as they approach the far turn. And now Furiously is taken over as Antarctic Wings drops back, but Serant is right there to his outside. Serant and Furiously hooking up in a duel on the turn. Dr. Kiernan is third. Star of Cozzene is 4 lengths from the lead, and Santos is asking him for more run. Dear Doctor is fifth toward the inside, and he's still in with a chance. And farther back, it's BNBN. Spectacular Tide is well behind as they move toward the top of the stretch. Serant has a short lead. It's Serant by a neck. Furiously digging down. Star of Cozzene uncorking his rally on the outside, and Dear Doctor is there, and Dr. Kiernan, they're passing the 8th pole. Serant is in front, and Star of Cozzene is there on the outside. Dear Doctor between them, and it's Star of Cozzene in front. Star of Cozzene turned it on in the stretch, and he'll win here going away. Serant, Dear Doctor, and Dr. Kiernan battle for the runner-up spot, but no doubt about the winner, Star of Cozzene. And as he has done time and time again, Star of Cozzene at the top of the stretch was maneuvered into striking position. Santos, and he with another electrifying run through the stretch. The time here was 2 minutes and 23 seconds flat. That's 13 seconds off the course record, but considering it, not bad at all. And rest assured, they will take the blindfold off. There we go. And the final horse in here is Apple Tree. Apple Tree moving into line, ready for the start of the Turf Classic. And they're off. Frey swerved a bit outwards toward the start. George Augustus was taken up. Now he's moving toward the inside as Solar Splendor takes the initiative early. Star of Cozzene backs off, and Fraze is right alongside Star of Cozzene. He's gotten hemmed in the early going as they move by us for the first time. Solar Splendor will dictate the early pace here with Star of Cozzene tucked away at the inside and Fraze to his outside. Apple Tree takes a spot near the back, and George Augustus is loping along in a ground-saving gallop in the early going. Moving into the first turn, Solar Splendor is on an uncontested lead here through a first quarter of 26 seconds flat. It is a sleepwalk in the early going. Solar Splendor left alone on that easy lead. Star of Cozzene is down inside Fraze, and Fraze is in no hurry to move up now. And farther back in the field, Apple Tree under the firm grasp of Mike Smith, and George Augustus is content to trail. The sleepwalk continues, a somnambulant half in 51 2/5 seconds as Solar Splendor continues to dawdle along on the lead. Pat Valenzuela with Fraze continues to pin down Star of Cozzene. Apple Tree has clear running on the outside. He's only 3 lengths from the lead with 6 furlongs to run, and George Augustus trails. 3 quarters in 1:16 3. It's been all Solar Splendor the whole way. Star of Cozzene's been in behind him the entire trip with 5 furlongs to go. Fraze is just off the lead. He's only 2 lengths from the front as the field moves into the final turn. Apple Tree is yet to do his best running, but he's running strongly for it. George Augustus trails. Solar Splendor trying to steal it on the lead, and he's still there by a length and a half. On the inside, Star of Cozzene is put to a drive, but Solar Splendor is strong. Fraze is coming with his run now. There's less than 3 furlongs from the line. Apple Tree is fourth on the outside, and George Augustus. It's going to be a sprint to the wire with Solar Splendor to catch a quarter-mile from home. Star of Cozzene down inside. Apple Tree is kicking in, praises in between horses, down toward the final furlong, and Solar Splendor is put to the test, and Apple Tree is right at his neck with the 16th to come, and Apple Tree roars to the lead with the 100 yards to go, and he's pulling away with authority. Then Solar Splendor and George Augustus. Star of Cozzene defeated today. He was fourth, and Praise was fifth. But the first one under the line was European Apple Tree and his American partner today, Mike Smith, who rode brilliantly, only 3.5 or 4 lengths from the lead the whole way. The early lead was a sleepwalk, but this European had that kick late.
And how about that? A Budweiser long shot winner 2 Saturdays in a row for you. Apple Tree, the Bud long shot selection, going off finally at 9-2 in this small field of 5. Wins it for French trainer Andre Fabre, who, remember, tried here a few weeks ago with the Man of War, and as they pointed out, may have had his 4th or 5th string here, but did it today in the Turf Classic.
Yes, he had the firepower. They were in a pack as they turned for home, and the Bud long shot, Apple Tree on the outside, mows them all down. And it was Solar Splendor setting the early fractions, as he had won at wire to wire in 91, but he didn't have to contend with Apple Tree, the youngest horse in the race at 4. They all carried 126 pounds, and Apple Tree, as the Bud long shot, makes it 2 Bud long shots in a row, comes home at 9-2. A very European style race there, sprinting the last quarter mile.
And it sets up perfectly to look at another Breeders' Cup champion. Remember the Breeders' Cup Mile of 1988? Another French horse, the filly Mies, trying to become the first repeat champion on racing's richest day.
To this neck win here under Kent DeSomo, another great race at Santa Anita.
スタートしました。まず好スタート、メジロファーマー走る将軍、赤い帽子2頭ですがメジロファーマーが行きました。そしてレガシーワールドもずっと前につけます。ライシャワー控えての4番手、日本勢が前を行きました。その後ろにプラティニがつけています。楽な流れになって第1コーナーに殺到していきます。外からマチカネタンホイズ上がっていきました。プラティニの外にルアズー控えています。あとは外アーバンシーも楽に先団につけました。これはゆったりした流れになって第1コーナー回ります。第1コーナー先頭はメジロファーマー、メジロファーマー先頭で2馬身のリード、2番手には外レガシーワールド果敢に上がりました。3番手に早めに進出、マチカネタンホイザが続いて、その内は5番の走る将軍、後衛大井からの招待馬、第2コーナーのカーブに入りました。1馬身差で先団を追ってライシャワーが続いています。1馬身差内ウイニングチケットも先団争い、外アーバンシーが外を回って先頭から数えて7馬身ぐらいの位置、2コーナーカーブから向こう上面に向かいます。4番のプラティニが中段になりました。ルアズーは中段の外、それから2馬身差内を回ってザ・ファントムチャンスが中段の内を回っています。あとはミシル、ホワイトマズルが外を回りました。2馬身差、その後ろに去年の2着はナチュラリズム、後方待機策、内からはコタシャーンは中段の内、ミシルがいて後方から2番手にライスネーチャー、そして最高峰ですが最高峰にスターオブコジーン、第3コーナーのこれから坂を迎えます。下っていきます。先頭を切るメジロファーマー、リードを終始2馬身キープして残り 1000m 切りました。2番手レガシーワールド、3番手争いは固まっていきました。3番手固まってライシャワーもこの3番手争いの外、マチカネタンホイザ並んでいきました。走る将軍が5番手、後続から一気に各馬仕掛けていきますが、後続からはルアズーが上がってきた。ルアズー進出、中段グループ一気にごった返しています。ウィリングチケットは終始内を狙っています。3、4コーナー、中間から4コーナーに向かってまいりました。さあそして後方からようやくホワイトマズルも中段の外まで600切りました。4コーナーのカーブ、それからこれから直線に向かいます。メジロファーマー先頭、外からはレガシーワールド並んでまいりました。この2頭の競り合い、マチカネタンホイザ、そして外から追い込んでくるライシャワーだ。ライシャワーアーバンシー、ルアズー、内からウイニングチケットも突っ込んでいる。内田追からザ・ファントムチャンス、あるいはもう1頭各馬、真ん中からプラティニが追い込んできた。さあ大外からコタシャン、4番手から3番手、ものすごい切れ味、今3番手から2番手先頭を追っているが、先頭はレガシーワールド先頭、ウイニングチケットコタシャン、しかし先頭はレガシーワールドゴールイン、2着はウイニングチケットかコタシャンかレガシーワールド。
Here are the 5 competitors. Lure on the rail under Mike Smith. Astudillo, Marco Bay with Victor Molina. We move on. Star of Cozzene only made one other start this year at 8-5 with Jose Santos. And We Some is the number 5 horse with Richard Castillo. Let's get the call now from the CBS telecast of the Caesars International with announcer Larry Letterman.
And they're up in the 1994 Caesars International. Lore at the inside answered the bell quickly. Astadio is alongside. Marco Bay, 4 stars all-star. Star of Cozzene content to trail last as they come by the Atlantic City stands the first time. And they're not going at a fast clip. And Lore is trying to walk them early, leading it ahead. On the outside, the Emerald Isle bred Astadio trying to keep him honest. A length and a half to Marco Bay. Then we break off another 2 right at the hedge as 4 stars all-star. And Star of Cozzene is 6 lengths from Lore as they go on around the first turn. They went the quarter in a methodical 23 and 4 fifths. And they continue around the turn and trying to put another jewel in his crown. It's Lore on the lead, 3/4 of a length. Astadio on the outside, stalks in second. Up close in third is Marco Bay. Then it's 4 stars all-star and an unhurried Star of Cozzene. They went a half in 47 and 3, a controlled half. And Lore is the benefit of all this, leading it 3/4 of a length. And there's a wedge on the hedge from Marco Bay, who's coming up to challenge Lore. Astadio is faded slightly in third. 4 stars all-stars picked it up at the inside and now needs room. Star of Cozzene is yet to put in his best run. They went 3/4 in 10 and 2, and the pace has markedly moved. On the inside, Marco Bay. Lore on the outside, still under a rating hold. Here comes 4 stars all-star in between them, and with a sudden thrust, 4 stars all-stars grab the lead. Lore on the outside is going to have to do better. Marco Bay at the hedge. Star of Cozzene is 3.5 back and is not firing. It's not his day. They come inside the last 1/8 of a mile. 4 stars all-star after everything. Lore on the outside won't give it up. One's defiant and one's relentless. It's Lore and 4 stars all-star, and it looks like Lore has gotten there in the last couple of strides.
If you've ever wondered what someone meant when they said a thoroughbred had heart, here's as good a definition as you'll ever get. First, Lure and jockey Mike Smith jump shadows entering the backstretch and lose the lead to 4 stars all-stars. But then dig down deep to fight back through the stretch, just getting up by a whisker over 4 stars all-stars, the only American horse to ever win a European Classic. According to Claiborne Farms' Seth Hancock and conditioner Shug McGahey, should Lure train well, he will definitely get to try his luck across the ocean next month in Great Britain's Sussex Stakes.